What's going on, everybody? This is Brian Mazik, aka Unique Mazik, the hardest working man in sports and gaming, and we got NBA Live 19 news. They are going with a new commentary team, and you can see the gentleman on the screen right now. Most people probably recognize the guy on the left really quickly. Us in Chicago Bulls fans definitely recognize him, but you may not know who the guy on the right is just yet. I'm going to tell you in 1 second. Alright peeps, don't forget to leave a like on this video. It is super important. Trying to rebuild this channel up and make it a hoops giant. Please assist. Also subscribe and click that notifications bell if you haven't done that as of yet. That way you'll know when videos drop. So those guys on the screen, Jay Williams on the left, most people know that. He is a all-time great at Duke. Was the #2 overall pick for the Chicago Bulls. That was the same year Yao Ming went #1. Unfortunately and tragically, he had a horrible motorcycle accident that all but ended his career, definitely changed his career, and he was never able to get back or get to what people thought he would have become. So it's kind of a sad story too on one hand, but it's also a great story because Jay Williams has rebounded and rebuilt his life and has become a really solid announcer and color commentator, which is what led to this opportunity that he's getting with EA Sports now to be a color commentator for NBA Live. I think this is good news all around, but let's talk about the other gentleman. That is Ed Cohen. He is the voice of New York Knicks basketball on the radio. Has an outstanding, if anybody, I just want everybody to, because I know a lot of people don't pay attention to radio broadcast anymore. Like that's kind of like almost like a thing of the past. But I'm gonna make a really bold statement. I personally believe that radio broadcasters are actually usually better than television play-by-play people. And I don't know if maybe it's that they're better or that their job requires them to be obviously more descriptive because they're describing action to people who are not watching. But this is something that I used to do with the Cubs a lot, right? I would turn on the radio broadcast, but I would watch the game because I just really liked the radio play-by-play guys. So I say that to say Ed Cohen is solid, right? So if you haven't gotten an opportunity to hear him, you should take a listen to him if it's just for a snippet. He's really solid, has a really good voice. So I think this is a really, on one hand, just on the surface of the quality of the guys, the respect level for each one of these guys, and also for the, you know, the quality of their voices, I think this is a good move for EA. On the other hand, I think it's a great move because one of the things that has come out from this, because this whole thing basically came out, GameStop put out their feature detail for Live. And one of the things that came out is that they're going to be using that same dynamic commentary style that was used in Madden. So Madden has Brandon Gowden and Charles Davis. And one of the reasons that they went with Brandon Gowden and Charles Davis is because while they're known, they're not quite on the same scale as, say, Jim Nantz and, you know, Pat, no, I'm sorry, not Pat Summerall. I haven't used Pat Summerall in like 15 years. He's passed away. Rest in peace. But y'all know what I mean. I mean, Phil Simms. They're not on the same level as those guys. So their availability is actually, you know, is more. They were able to sign them the contracts where, you know, Gowden and Davis come into EA Studios to record commentary updates every week. So every week you get fresh commentary in Madden, which in my opinion made Madden have the best commentary of any sports game out there, even better than 2K. And 2K's commentary has been really good for years. For years, I thought they had the best and it wasn't even close. But that change that EA did with Madden, I thought really made the difference. Now it appears EA is doing the same thing with Live, and it really is a great choice. You know, this is the way that commentary, sports gaming commentary, has to start to go. One, they need to go with smaller names so that they can get a better commitment from them. That's the first thing. Secondly, they need to start to do one thing that 2K has done that EA hasn't quite done yet, which is multiple commentary teams. I think that would be the really greatest thing that you could do. And even if you have to scale it back even further and get even lesser known guys to come in and do the commentary so that you would have access to them on that level, then that would be a great thing too. But overall, this whole thing is good news for EA. I am impressed with what they've done on a lot of fronts, on a lot of layers. I did not like those screenshots, and I put that video up on the other channel when originally that was supposed to be the basketball only channel. I'm still trying to get everybody to understand that this now is the basketball only channel. So if you are interested in 2K, Live, Bulls, regular NBA, you know, other NBA teams and that sort of thing, just basketball content altogether, this is a channel that you want to be subscribed to, and make sure you click the notifications bell. But I put a video up criticizing the screenshots of NBA Live on my other channel, and it was, you know, a lot of the Live people, the EA people were, you know, they didn't dig it. They didn't dig the fact that I was critical of those screenshots, but those screenshots just were not good. And for me, I gotta call when something's good, I gotta call it. When something's not good, I gotta call that too. And moving to this commentary team is a good idea. Moving to this commentary style is a great thing. But those screenshots just weren't very good. And even in like this game here that you're looking at now, this game is fun. Like live, you have fun playing live. And I've said that on several other occasions. The problem is, to me, still the visuals. That is the thing. And unfortunately for live and for most sports video games, people are going to judge a game initially. I would say 90% of the people are going to judge it based off the way it looks first. Like you look at here, Michael Beasley. That's clearly not Michael Beasley, right? So things like that are going to really, that's going to make up a lot of people's minds, right? Before they even give the game a chance. Now, we can say that's not fair. We can say whatever we want to say, but that's the facts. That's the way people evaluate these products. So I'm just hoping that Live can get all of their things up to par, up to a certain standard, especially in understanding what, you know, what says success and failure to most people who are going to be basically either buying or judging or evaluating this game. You know, consumers are going to look at the graphics and they're going to look at some of the animations, and if they're not good, or if they're not as good as 2K, in a lot of instances they're just going to say, well, no, not yet. No, we don't want it yet. So, you know, like I said, I'm just hoping that it gets to that point. That was a beautiful pass. Hoping that it gets to that point where the visuals match the presentation, because they've always had a really good halftime show. So now if you have good commentary to go with the good halftime show, then now, hey, green, wow, now you're really cooking. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. I thought Live had a great night for the award show. I mean, if you really think about it, we had the NBA award show with the MVP given out, all of the big time awards, and the only video game that was really mentioned the entire night was Live. I mean, 2K has a contract with Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, and Kenny Smith, and they had to talk about Live and didn't even mention 2K. And they asked Shaq, had he ever been on the cover of a game, and he was like, I don't think so. And I'm like, whoa. I mean, so I don't know if he thought that they were just talking about, it was a backcourt. I don't know if he thought that they were just talking about, you know, about Live or what. But come on. Like, that was kind of crazy. So I thought EA really won the night, and I thought that was an important night to win because so many eyes were on the game. See, a lot of us who've been playing sports video games so long and for years, and we just love the game, we sometimes take for granted, we think that everybody knows just as much about these games as we do. And that's not the case. There's a large percentage of people who will decide whether or not they're going to buy a video game based off of watching something like the NBA award show. Like, they'll be watching and they go, oh, well, they put a lot of commercials up about this game, I'm going to go buy it. There's a lot of people who still think that everybody's not hardcore. And in order to sell 9 million copies and 10 million copies, which is what like 2K did last year, you got to get a lot of those casual fans, because you better believe all 9 and 10 million of those people that bought that game are not hardcore fans. You could probably say that 80% of them aren't hardcore fans. They just bought the most popular game. So with Live having that placement on the award show, I think that was a really big deal for them. And 2K got to do something to step up, to step up their promotion this year, because it's been a little bit lacking. But that's all I got for you today. As always, I talk sports, I talk gaming, and I always appreciate you watching. God bless and peace.
I'll be weak, I'm rather unique.